Good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is your girl, Kat, from the KittyRose lifestyle. Hey, happy Mother's Day, even though every day is Mother's Day and Father's Day, especially for active parents out there. But due to colonialism, I don't know, whoever made it up, due to whoever made up May 12th, being Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to you all. This is my morning version of as I sip my morning coffee, and I wanted to acknowledge the young mothers out there who might feel a little uneasy about being a mom, might feel a little overwhelmed, might feel like, they might not exactly like this journey right now or what's happening to their bodies or, I just fucked up a joint. So I'll focus. Becoming a mom, especially the first time, there's a lot of different things that happen, not just to your body, but emotionally that, you're not always prepared for, especially, if you did not have a mother in your life to kind of guide and help you along the way to prepare you. Or if you, were like in the beginning of your career, like myself, and then unexpectedly get pregnant, and not quite prepared for it because that wasn't what your intentions at the moment was, because, you're just fresh out of school and you're in the beginning of your career. And sometimes around this time, especially as a new mom, when you're seeing all these other moms get these accolades and, feel so good about being a mother, you kind of question why you haven't felt that connection just yet, and then you may question if you will ever feel that connection, because pretty much you got pregnant, not to say, but by accident. The message that my heart was moved to share with you all this morning, those mothers, is two things. One, don't beat yourself up. Those first couple of months for me as a mom, I don't think I went through postpartum, but I wasn't ready in my head to be a mom yet. I came from a household where, I'm the oldest of three. So for the majority of my youth, I was in a parent position when it came to kind of just overseeing my siblings. I won't say parent because my mom was in the house. We also had the village among us. My mother, not only, I think my mom, because she knew she did not really want to be a mother, I think my mother knew that her best attribute was the extension. Her family, her sisters and brothers, her mother, her aunt, the extension of the village from the Jehovah's Witnesses. I think my mom knew that, since she wasn't the motherly type, that she needed to do her best to make sure that her children was around those that could still give them that parental guidance, because my biological father or her wasn't really present. They were present in body. Well, she was present in body, but they weren't really present from here. And that's the second part to this video. But the first part to it is, so if you are one of those type of parents or type of mothers, since that's what we're acknowledging today, that may not feel like, they're a mother, because it just, they got pregnant, and they didn't believe in abortion or adoption, and they had the child. If you are someone who doesn't quite feel like you can handle yet the responsibility and the love that comes with being a mother, then take the time to reach out to your extension. Even if you don't personally have an extension, look to other organizations, church affiliates that can give your children that motherly or parent experience that they will need growing up, and I don't know if my mother did that self-consciously or that was the creator, the universe around instructing her or moving her through the process of, if I can't give, then I'll get those to give. Because even though my mother physically was in the house, knowing that wasn't necessarily the type of person she wanted to be here on this plane, again, I think her wisdom or self-consciously allowed her to extend her mother position to the village. And I had other mothers throughout my whole life, from my great aunt, who was my first mother, to my grandmother, to my aunts and uncles, and really, really, really toast up to the women I grew up with within the Jehovah's Witness organization, both Cedar and Evergreen. Those two congregations, from the time I was out the womb until I was 15 years old, held me down and taught me what it was like to be a Christian woman. And I think because of that, they allowed me to reach out to the village when I first had my first son. Because again, like I said, I wasn't quite prepared mentally or emotionally for him. So now we come back to the second part before we end on the third part of this video. Second part being, if you are now a young or new mom and it hasn't quite kicked in yet, that feeling of overwhelming love for your children, don't feel bad. Real talk, don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty, because it doesn't happen for all of us right away. My first son came, and I definitely did not want children yet. And in the first few months, I think in the first 4, 5, 6, 7 months, I lost it. And I ended up giving my oldest son to my first cousins, Soya and Selena Gaylord. And because of how I was raised with the extension on the village, I was able to get out of my own way, receive the help from my first cousins. They took Isaiah for a few months, almost 6 months, and helped me get my mind right to prepare to be his mother when he returns. And when he returned, I was able to be his mother, but then I met Eric, and then next thing you know, we're pregnant. And I didn't want that baby. And then next thing you know, a few years later, when we're in the midst of having problems in our marriage, we get pregnant with Rose. But I say all that to say that for someone who did not initially want children, especially when I was having them, that they're the best thing that happened to me. Yesterday when I was out with Rose, just out spending the day, nothing major. We took a boat ride, had some food, did some walking and talking. But it was one of the best days because I enjoy her. And she was like, I'm glad you spent the day with me. And to be honest with you, as much as I love my girlfriends and I love as much as I love the men in my life, the best thing I love to do is spend time with my kids, my children, Isaiah, Eric, Isha, individually, together, one by one. It doesn't matter. I mean, I truly enjoy them. And I think that this is the second part to why I'm doing this video. If it doesn't hit you initially, it's okay. Because eventually it will, and that's what my toast is to you guys this morning. Eventually it will hit you. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself to think that, is something wrong with you? Are you standing alone in this feeling of loneliness and incompleteness? Incompleteness, is that a word? Feeling incomplete because you don't feel like the other moms around you. Quiet as kept. You don't know how they feel either. But it looks like they're all embracive, they're all happy, they're all getting to be moms. and you feel guilty and you feel like shit because you don't quite feel like that yet. And I'm here to tell you, 24 years later, it's the best. It's the best. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to my children. And I'm grateful to the universe. And I'm grateful to my husband. I'm grateful to Michael. Because these two men were the men in my life, or have been the men in my life that have helped, assist me in being a mother. And maybe that's why I enjoy being a mom so much, because I don't have to do it by myself. I don't know. But regardless of what the reason is, I know that initially, I didn't want it. I didn't want this responsibility, especially not at 21. So I say, like I said, to all you moms out there who are not quite feeling the mom feeling, you're all right. You're all right. You're all right. You might not get it until these kids is out the house. But it does click. It does come. And I just want you to continue to be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Now, the last part of this video, because this is now part 2, since we're in the second video on the IGTV. So the third part and the final part of this video is mothers who never get it. Listen carefully. Mothers who never get it for whatever reason, because that's just not how they're made. That's not how, they don't want that. And that's okay. That's okay. But what I urge you to do is then reach out to the extension of your life. Reach out to the extension, the village in your life, the aunties, the cousins, your girlfriends, the church, the neighborhood. Reach out to them, even in spirit, and assist and ask for their assistance in raising your children. You don't have to do it by yourself. I think that's what we don't realize, that we don't have to do it by ourselves. You know, some of us don't believe in adoption. Some of us don't believe in abortion. But sometimes the worst thing you can do is have children when you don't want them. So I suggest to all the parents, all the mothers, because a mother who does not want her children is horrible. And I think it's horrible for her too, because there's that inner guilt of, I don't really want kids. And I feel bad that I don't really feel connected to them, but I gotta still do my part as their parent. And then they're forced to just do the basic, but they never connect to their children. So then even their children as adults, there's a disconnect. Then there's a disconnect when those children start having children, you know, and it just continues to do repeating, you know the word I was trying to say, repeating of possible negligence and hurt, animosity, resentment, bad parenting. You never know what the trickle-down effects is going to be. So I would recommend that if you are one of those mothers, which is okay, and I think I'm just realizing this just a few years ago, that it's okay. We're not all designed to be parents. We're not. Just because we're a woman and we might be comforting does not mean that we have the parental ability to love and comfort and be a mother to our extensions. So when that is not the case, I urge all those mothers to reach out to the village, to the extensions around you, and embrace those folks and allow them to help you in the childbearing, rearing of your seeds, especially if you're not in the mental capacity of doing it. And that was it. That was it. But yes, I'm grateful to the universe that as much as I did not want children when I was first given this gift, that it completely changed my life. It completely, I must have rolled this bad, but it completely changed my life. So And it changed my life in a way of, I won't say making it better, because who knows what my life would have been if I didn't have kids. But it definitely at 45, 24 years later, has made me full. I don't know. I don't think it's completed me. I probably would have been definitely a complete person without kids. But it's made me whole. It's made me whole. So I thank my children. And I thank God, because he blessed me with amazing children. And I don't mean like, yes, my kids are amazing. Aren't your kids amazing? I mean really amazing children, because they are amazing people. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. They are amazing people. And I'm excited to be a part of their life and their journey as they become active adults. So on that note, 17 minutes in, way too long. So this will be divided into 2 videos on Instagram. On that note, I want to say to all the mothers, whether you are a mother who feels complete about being a mother, or whether you are a mother that feels incomplete about being a mom, it's all good. Things take time. It will eventually hit you. And be patient with yourself. If no one else is going to be patient with you, be patient with yourself. And don't be your own worst enemy because you think you're supposed to feel a certain way or act a certain way. You're all right, Mom. You're all right. From one mother to another mother, if no one's told you, you are okay. Whatever state that you're in, even if you don't want these children, you're okay. What you can do is figure out how you can still give them the best without losing yourself. If that makes sense. I love you most. I appreciate you all. Embrace and celebrate. It's your girl, Kat. Enjoy this rainy, beautiful Mother's Day, which also could be looked at as a day of cleansing, a day of healing, and letting go. Yes, Lord. All right, guys. The revolution has begun. Mothers out there, you okay? You're not doing a thing, and everything will come together in its own time when it's supposed to. So just relax. Chill, listen, pay attention, use this third eye is there for you, and walk the path that's here for you. And don't let anyone or anything determine or justify how you feel or how you move. You move and at your own pace. And within time, the universe will align itself with you. This is your girl, Kat. Enjoy your day, ladies. Enjoy your day, mothers. All right. Peace.